We finish eating lunch, then continue our training in the afternoon. I keep crossing blades with Saber, never getting tired of it. We keep training and only plan to stop until Saki and Fujini come home. But our training is interrupted by the sound of the doorbell. Shiro, it appears you have a visitor. Yeah, I heard it. I'm going to go get the door, so you stay here, Saber. No, it could potentially be an unwanted visitor, so I will accompany you just in case. Saber has a point. But while she's right, if the visitor is just a neighbor, they might get suspicious of Saber. The neighbors do think I'm the only one living here. I mean, then again... Well, I guess I'll deal with that if it happens. Sakura and Fujini already come and go freely, so there's no point in me worrying about the neighbors. Alright, come with me then, Saber. But if the visitor is just an ordinary person, please keep quiet. I know, I'm supposed to be your distant relative, correct? Yeah, that's our story. Okay, coming. I rush to the entrance amid the sounds of incessant ringing. Pardon my intrusion. I heard you were not feeling well, so I came to visit Emiya. Oh. Hi. How considerate of you, but you really needn't have done that. Oh. It's not an enemy or a neighbor. It's a friend from school. Oh, it's just you, Issa. That's a pretty rude greeting. Is that really how you should receive a friend visiting out of concern for you? Even as Issa complains, he hands me a paper bag. What's this? Apples? I'll get well soon, gift. Considering you hardly ever catch a cold and skip school, I thought I should at least bring something to make you feel better. I'm grateful for his concern, but unfortunately I didn't take a day off because I'm sick. You know, this came up in Emio as well. Like, I'm like, oh, why are you missing school? Mostly because you're sick. Like, and granted, I mean, in America, I think, you know, being sick would be like one of the main reasons you'd miss school. But like, yeah, I mean, there could be other reasons. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about this. And besides, bag full of apples doesn't seem appropriate for a young guy like him to bring as a get well soon gift. Well, why not? Yeah, an apple day indeed. What's wrong, Emiya? Do you not like fruits? No, I do. It's just, it's a little complicated. But I really appreciate the sentiments. I bow to him to show my appreciation. Emiya, this may be a silly question, but who is the woman standing behind you? Oh, you noticed her. That's funny. She's my new live-in maid or some such. Huh? Sabra's standing just behind me. She's just standing there, menacingly. He says, swatted a female. Batten down the hatches. We're going into combat mode, rhetorically speaking. Oh. I get it. Issa must have locked eyes with Saber when I bowed to him. I've not seen her before. Why is a woman like her at your house? Issa gazes intently at Saber. He's extremely shy and always cold to new people, and people he doesn't like. Well, her name's Saber, and... I am Shiro's distant relative. I got to know the former master of this house, Kiritsugu, when he was visiting overseas. I came here the other day to do some sightseeing and was allowed to stay here, given my connections with the family. It's not what it looks like part 2. Huh? Saber makes the story sound pretty convincing. So you're an acquaintance of Emiya's father. I see. I hear he loved traveling, so it's not surprised he'd befriend someone like you in his travels. What? Issei, who's supposed to be extremely bashful around strangers, accepts the story so easily? Well, yeah. That's just logical sense. Right? Like, you know, a shy person isn't going to be out there looking for points of confrontation. I see, I understand the situation now, Emiya. Your sickness was just an excuse. You've been showing her around, haven't you? Oh, yeah, let's say that. Well, in broad terms, nothing I've said is entirely untrue. I think. Do you not mind if I come on in? Go prepare some tea for me in appreciation for what I've done for you here. I'd also be happy to tell you about what has happened these past 2 days at school. Issei takes off his shoes and steps up into the house. What do you mean in appreciation? I'm still kind of busy, you know. We can chat another time. What are you talking about? You were the one who abandoned your bike outside our place. Huh? Oh, right. I did leave a bike up in Ryuji Temple. Right, then I brought back your bike. I'm busy as well, and yet I didn't go to the student council room. Instead, I went straight home, then brought your bike back here. Are you saying you cannot even offer me some tea after that? How many days do I have left for the trap at the school activates? Ah, good question. I think at this point it's probably got to be like 3, maybe. He did do me a favor. I might have 3 bikes, but out of the 3, the one I left at Ryuji Temple is the most expensive and my favorite. Sorry, Saber. Can we take a little break? Saber nods silently. Thanks. And you and Issei can head to the living room. I'll prepare some tea. Japanese tea for Issei, black tea for Saber. Am I also joining? I do not think that is appropriate. Surely you would not be able to have a casual conversation with your friend from school if I am present. Nonsense. That's not true, right, Issei? Girls may be chatty, but I do not mind you, Saber. A woman as humble as you is a precious asset, like cultural heritage. Hear that? Okay, so go on ahead. Yes, I understand, but... What, is something else bothering you? If you're to prepare tea, I would like Japanese tea as well. I do not mind green tea. I was gonna ask what Japanese tea specifically was referring to. I assumed it was probably green tea, but you can never be certain. Saber is fairly opinionated for some reason. It's odd hearing her say that in her usual tone. After about an hour of meaningless chatter, Issei decides to head home. Most of the small talk in the living room was about school. It asked a few sly questions to figure out if anything unusual was going on. Sorry, I'm tired today. But it seems like business as usual. I'll see you. Will you be absent tomorrow too, Emiya? Yeah, I'm not going to school this week. Saber needs to be with me tomorrow too. Well, it shouldn't be much of an issue if you're with her. There are a few suspicious aspects of this, but I've elected not to ask about any of it. Appreciated. Issei nods as if satisfied. Now that I think about it, how could such a shy guy warm so quickly and easily to Saber? Hey, Issei, for this being your first time meeting Saber, you seem to be in a good mood. What's up with that? What a strange thing to ask. I grew up in a temple. So is it really that odd for me to be able to see the good and bad in someone? I do not know her background, but I saw that her spirit and soul are pure. She can't possibly be a bad person. Huh. I didn't know you could tell that kind of thing. I'm a little impressed. I normally can't, but even an amateur like me can tell when her spirit is on full display like that. Even a monk in training will notice the holy presence of a divinity standing right beside them. Simply put, Saber is just that beautiful and pure. So she's hot, is what you're saying. And you're giving her a pass for that reason. Dang. Hot privilege. Well, that's rare. He says praising a girl. Got it. So you have taken a liking to Saber too. That's good. I was worried Issei wouldn't like her because all she did was listen to us talking. Of course, she's a good person. It would be hard to dislike her. Yeah, and I know she's a good person, even if she might be a bit aloof. Saber's always like that, so don't take that to mean she doesn't like you, Issei. Huh? She's aloof. Yeah, I've never seen her laugh before, and even when you and I were laughing pretty hard, she just kept looking stern. Actually, she was smiling pretty often. Eh? That's ridiculous. Sure, I've seen the occasional warm expression on Saber's face. I've never seen her actually smile or laugh before. You're kidding me. I can't imagine seeing Saber laughing out loud. She's not lolling all over the place. Certainly not ruffling. Like... No, it's not like that. She was smiling when she saw you smile. Didn't you notice? Huh? She's smiling when she saw me laugh? Was she doing that to make fun of me? Interesting, that's a pretty strange interpretation. But you know what, you really shouldn't worry yourself over something like that. Everything begins with questioning yourself. Issei, priest's son that he is, ends with his usual catchphrase, and leaves my house laughing. What's with him? She was pretty dense. I suppose so. Though maybe I'm a bit dense. I mean, so far I read of Saber has mostly... I mean, she's obviously a good person, but mostly she's pretty mission-oriented. And I'm not the mission. The Grail is, so... He leaves me with his cryptic comments. Idiots. At least he could have said goodbye. The sun is setting, so today's training ends. I'm practically at my limit, and I still have CMeeCraft lessons from Tasaka tonight. I failed to land a blow on Saber, like I'd hoped, but I should save at least some energy for tonight. Something to chew on. It's also my turn to prepare dinner tonight. Saber went to wash up after me, so she won't be back for a while. I'm home! Oh, I see you're making dinner, Shiro! Good, good, admirable! Fujini bursts into the living room, practically a bundle of energy, and immediately dives onto a cushion on the floor. Unlike Saber, who needs to sleep over half the day, Fujini is like this all day, every day. And it's no different when she's asleep. Hey Shiro, can I have this apple? What, you want my you want to consume my get well presents? Sheesh, woman. She's holding one of the many apples on the table. Sure, they're a bunch, as you can see. Evan should eat 3 a day. Really? Then let's make an apple pie. And by we, I mean you. Now, look, I like an apple pie as much as the next guy, but if these apples are given to you for their medicinal purposes, and if you bake them into a pie, you're severely compromising that quality amongst the apples. At the very least, loading up with a bunch of unnecessary extra like carbs and sugar. Fujini takes a casual bite of the apple as she makes her suggestion. I'd put some apples I'd already washed out on the table, but I guess she's not the sort to care. What a waste of the get well gift. Misunderstanding or no, shouldn't she be a little more considerate about the gift my friend gave me out of concern? For once I should give her a piece of my mind. This is my breaking point? Sheesh. Okay, I get to decide if this is my breaking point. Fuji, where's my gift? Entitled much? She's actually going to force me to make a pie. I should hide out for a while. Or don't worry about the apples, Fujini. Eat some tangerines. I'm definitely not going with where's my gift. Where's my gift for the best option? Somehow I doubt that. I'm gonna press X to doubt on that one. And granted, it's probably a funny scene, but we're not here for funny scenes. We're here to win the Grail War, and the way to do that is not by getting. No, not by just annoyingly begging for gifts. It's lore important? How could that possibly be lore important? There's no way. There's no way. You're trolling me. You'll see? No, I won't see because I'm gonna pick like I should hide out for a while. That's what I'm gonna pick. Maybe. Why does this choice feel like it might actually be important? I don't know. Oh boy. Look. Honestly, where's my gift? It's not like it wouldn't have even been on my radar of something to pick of my own volition. So I'm not picking it. I'm going for probably not just the svelte comeback. Probably just gonna go hide out for a while. Go chill. Because I'm not making an apple pie. She might actually force me to make an apple pie. Dinner is pretty much ready, so I'll step away for a bit. Hey, Shiro, where are you going with your apron on? I'm just going to head out front. Tasaki isn't home yet, so I figured I'd go out and check. Oh, I thought it would be Shiro. Yeah, Tasaki is a girl, and she'll probably be happy to have you greeting her. I don't know what she's so happy about, but she sees me off cheerfully. Yeah, weren't you, like, super opposed to her even being here initially? Darn. Now I really have to go outside, or it'll be awkward. Well, I guess I'll take a quick look. I take off my apron and head toward the front entrance. But then, I hear a door creak, and the door to the bathroom swings open. Oh. We have Saber with her hair down. What were you talking about? The other one is lore important. We needed to see. This is lore important. We got Saber with her hair down. Drying her hair, I think. Presumably. She is holding a towel, and it looks like it might be a bit wet. Shiro, are you not preparing dinner? I mean, I was, but... There's a brief silence. I know who I'm looking at, but I can't seem to find my tongue to speak. Why do you look so astonished? I hope nothing has gone amiss with the preparations for dinner. No. I somehow managed to get a reply out, but I know I sound completely stunned. She tilts her head in confusion. Her hair waves about her shoulders. That golden mane is wet, so it looks different than usual. And her hair isn't the only thing that's different. Saber certainly looks her age right now, and anyone can see how cute and frail she is. Oh, so you were taking a bath, Saber? You were the one who suggested I do so. Did I? When did I do that? Oh, right. Do you like to take baths, Saber? What sort of question is that? Oh, it's like, it's just part of life. Part of hygiene. Yes, I discovered this when I became a servant. In life, I was prevented from taking baths by the prying eyes all around me. Did you ever get clean? Saber has an almost girlish expression on her face. It must be because her hair isn't done up in braids. Her gallant, boyish form is nowhere to be found. If you're going to wash yourself, please go ahead. It is going to be cold tonight, so the warm water will feel very good. Saber and I part ways, and she heads to the living room. I'm at a loss for words. I knew Saber was a girl, of course. But still, she looks good wielding her sword, and I've accepted that. That much I'd accepted. But what I just saw isn't fair to my faint heart. Yesterday, I accidentally saw Saber bathing. I didn't think it was real since I was so surprised at the time, but today is different. She really is a girl. I banged the back of my head against the wall. I don't know what to do, so I just end up staring at the ceiling. This isn't good. This is really bad. Muttering to myself, I lean back against the wall. The cold hallway clears my mind, and I find myself gradually returning to normal. Afterward, I still don't know what was wrong and what was bad. I'm completely lost. Okay, so new Saber lore drops. She apparently, I guess, didn't bathe frequently in life. It's kind of gross. But it does actually potentially help us narrow down potential time period for where she could hail from, right? Because she must then come from a time period where it's not like a hugely major social faux pas to not be bathing regularly. By implication. So that means she can't be too recent, which is, you know, makes sense. I mean, I don't think we were ever under any delusion that she was from like the 20th century or something, given that she wields a sword. So that is not really. So, yeah. And heck, just given the fact that she wields a sword, that's gonna rule out like most things after, I want to say, like, I guess like 1700s or so, maybe even 1600. Well, no, 1600s you still definitely have pikes and stuff. Like, I'm trying to figure out. Well, depending on it, right? Because if you're cavalry, I think said swords. Certainly, by the time you're in the Napoleonic era, it's just, you know, mostly. Again, outside of like, you know, cavalry charges or something, you're talking muskets, bayonets, that sort of thing. In terms of the hygiene, though, it probably places us in like medieval era, because, and granted, I'm not an expert on the time period. My understanding is like Rome with their aqueducts and whatnot, and I believe they had public baths and stuff, would have been more like hygienically conscious than the medieval period. So presumably then we're talking Saber is, you know, from the medieval period, so sometime between fall of Rome before roughly the 1700s, which granted is probably the timeline time frame we would have assumed regardless, but good to have that clarified. We'll figure out who she is. I mean, still my main suspect has to be Joan of Arc, just because there's not that many female warriors in the time period to even pick from in the first place. Even that doesn't quite ring true, though, because Joan of Arc was mostly... like, she wasn't really a combatant, per se. She mostly just kind of boosted morale of the French armies and was a charismatic leader. So I'm not sure how much that translates into you are a servant and you are, you know, the servant of the sword or whatever. Anyways, I finished preparing dinner. It's past 7. Saber and Fujine are in the living room, and Tasaka, who's usually here by now, isn't? I hope nothing's happened to her. I don't think Tasaka's the type to get into trouble, but I also know she sometimes makes huge mistakes. I guess I'll go check it out. If it's just looking around the house, I should be fine alone. I head out to the hallway. As I'm about to leave the house, Tasaka walks in wearing her coat. Tasaka? I'm home. What greeting? Me with your apron on? That's a good look for you. Tasaka jokes casually, but her face is completely expressionless. That's scary. The people who can joke like that with such a straight face are the most terrifying sort of people. Tasaka, what were you... The moment I try to ask her what happened, I spot blood on her hand. It's a small blood stain, and her index finger is swollen. Does that mean... Tasaka, I have a bad feeling and I can't keep it quiet. What? I'm not listening if it's stupid. Actually, did you maybe punch somebody? Bingo! I gave that annoying Shinji a piece of my mind at the end of my fist. Tasaka huffs and passes right by me. Okay. So she gave him a knuckle sandwich. Honestly deserved. Like, super deserved right there. Then the bloodstain and the swollen finger would make sense. Hey, wait! Hold up, hold up, hold up! What do you mean you hit Shinji, Tasaka? Why are you interrogating me about this? He pissed me off, so I beat him to a pulp. To a pulp? What do you mean with your fists? You did it with your bare fists? Bare as can be. Bare like a grizzly. Tasaka snorts again. A brief silence. I don't know what to say, so I keep my mouth shut. An awkward silence stretches between us. Let me get back to the point. You said you punched Shinji. Why did you have to do that? He deserved it. He was saying things like I should team up with him and that I should abandon Shira because he's useless. He wanted to talk to me about a bunch of stupid stuff, so I had to quiet him down by punching him. Isn't that short-sighted even for you, Tasaka? Or maybe Shinji said something so stupid that he actually pissed Tasaka off, even though she's usually so level-headed. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm the victim here. I think it goes both ways. But why would Shinji talk to you about something like that? He asked me if I wanted to team up with him. Who knows, he might actually think of you as a competition. He's acting pretty weird ever since I told him we were living together. Yeah, I can't imagine why that would be. What? You told him we were living together? You told Shinji about us? About our deep relationship? As allies in this war? Of course I did. Yesterday morning, Shinji called me up to tell me all proud about how I became a master, like some kind of hotshot. Kind of pissed me off, so I told him you were a master too. I thought that put him in his place, but then I found him waiting outside the house just now. What? Just now? He's there, currently. So I told him that I'm living at your house, that I had no intention of working with a half-assed master like him. Do you think that was bad? Undiplomatic, certainly. I mean, honestly, I kind of feel like Shinji had it coming. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Shinji was already smitten with Tasaka, so what she told him is just adding fuel to the fire. Well, but still, now it all makes sense. I figured out why Shinji has been hostile only towards Tasaka, and why he's being so persistent about asking her to team up with him. Meaning he... Well, that's strange. Why would he be so obsessed with me? Kinda like him would never think about working with anyone. Actually, it's because Rin is special to Shinji. Nothing strange about any of this. I think you're special to Shinji. He's originally from a mage family, right? I think he admires you, since you're also from a mage family, but you still have power and a proper lineage. That's why he's so persistent with Tasaka. I think Rin's been a target for Shinji's affections since long before the Holy Grail War started. What? Well, yeah, I'm flattered that he likes me, but... It must have been a real surprise. Tasaka looks completely bewildered. Now that you mention it, Shinji asked me out when we were first years. For a moment, her expression as she realizes what she'd obviously forgotten is almost comical. I sympathize with Shinji. Just now. Not at any other point. Just now. Oh, no wonder he's so persistent. I finally get it. Well, whatever. So, how did you reply? Oh, I guess I rejected him. Yeah. Kind of saw that one coming. Have you know that I have to be the first to win? If I'm going to do something, it needs to be my own idea. And if someone challenges me to something, I don't really feel up to it. Tasaka thinks really hard, but she's acting as if she really doesn't remember. I'm astonished. She would be entirely driven by her emotions. Tasaka, I bet you're really bad at rock, paper, scissors. What? How do you know that? I know it. If she likes to make the first move, she's probably not great when she has to react to someone else. Okay. Use the soy sauce for that, Saber. Don't you dare try putting mayonnaise on it. If you say so. I witnessed Taiga doing it, so I thought I should try it as well. Well, Taiga is a strange little gremlin that experiments with food in unsavory ways. Fujin is just clowning around. She's hardly a good role model, so be careful from now on. Is that so? I was referencing Sakura before, and you took no issue with that, so... Well, Sakura is actually like a proper young lady, so... That's cool. Well, I'm not mad about it. I took the time to make the meal, so I just wanted you to enjoy it. So back to our conversation. Shira, another helping. Fill my soup bowl up. Give me a bit of everything. Got it. What about you, Saber? We trained harder than usual today, so you might be hungrier. Not especially, but just to be sure, I will take another serving. Got it. If I find you woke up in the middle of the night and raided the fridge because you were too hungry to sleep, I might die of shock. Why did you bring that up? That wasn't me. Some burglar who came in and raided the fridge. Then go tell that burglar to eat her vegetables as well as meat. And tell her not to eat all the dessert in the fridge, if that's what she was really after. Honestly, you're not like a hungry wild beast or anything. What did you just say? Don't call me a tiger! I just said beast. Your specification was all you. Well, I didn't say anything about you! Ow, who in their right mind would throw a piping hot daikon radish at me, you idiots! So, it appears a pot in the kitchen is boiling over. Oh, that's so. Hold on, Fuji, I need to turn the fire off. Very well, hurry up and bring the soy sauce, braised chicken, and egg. On it, I'm leaving Fujini in your hands, Saber. Yes, please do not rush. Focus on the cooking, Shiro. I get up. Oh, that reminds me. Why has Tasaka been so quiet this whole time? Tasaka, are you not liking dinner? Or is it the opposite? Is it so good that you find yourself speechless? There's nothing you can say as you bask in the glory of my excellence in the culinary arts. It's not that. It's nothing, so don't talk to me. She turns her head away, grimly. She's not the type to dwell on things like Shinji for so long, so there must be something else bothering her. Fujini goes home satisfied after dinner. Saber and Tasaka are in the living room. At first that had been awkward, but after training with Saber for the last 2 days, it doesn't feel that way anymore. Saber, you can go to bed, I'll do the rest. No, I'll stay awake until you go to sleep. I'd also like to hear from Rin about your skills in CMeeCraft. Oh, you really don't need to hear about my CMeeCraft skills. I mean, they're just they're normal CMeeCraft skills. They're nothing crazy. Got it. Then let's go to Tasaka's room early. You don't mind, Tasaka? No, I don't mind. I have to say, you sure have gotten friendly with Saber. You got a problem with that? Is this not beneficial? Should we not be striving for good relationships between the members of our alliance? Huh? For some reason, Tasaka says this with the same miffed tone she had when we were eating dinner. I'm waiting in my room, so come by after you finish cleaning up. And I'll take the day off school tomorrow too. Come to my room in the afternoon. Shiro, what did you do, friend? She seems to be very angry. Look, I literally didn't do anything. I'm just here living my life, trying to become a better swordsman, chatting up little girls in the park. I'm just vibing here, and sometimes people see you living your best life, and they realize they're not living their best life, and they just want to take it out on you. What can I do about that? I'm just a little log floating down the river, where fate may take me. You think that too, Saber? I don't know. I don't think I've done anything to make her mad. Women, am I right? Saber and I face each other and tilt our heads. We have no idea why Tasaka's so angry.